Finally getting a chance to play with my new capture device in the hope that everything will work fine. Let's start a new game. I already played a little bit. It's been at least 9 years, 10 years maybe, that I played Resident Evil Veronica. And this is the HD remake, HD in big quotation marks. Because, yeah, it looks like crap, but you will see that. Anything that looks blurry in this game is not because of the capture device, I can assure you of that. It's actually because of the game. So let's start a game, and then once the opening sequence is over, I'll talk a little bit more about it, so that you can see it.
Resident Evil.
The American Midwestern town, Raccoon City, has been completely decimated due to the T-virus outbreak that was instigated by the international corporation Umbrella. Claire Redfield, who arrived in Raccoon City to search for her lost brother Chris, and a rookie police officer, Leon S. Kennedy, managed to escape from the city. But their ordeal was only a prelude of things to come. Three months later.
Your identification number is WKD 4496. Welcome to your new home.
Her name is Claire Redfield. We caught her trespassing in our Paris lab facility 10 days ago. She apparently infiltrated the complex looking for her lost brother, Chris Redfield, one of the surviving members of RPD's famous STARS teams.
And here we are. If I were equipped with a lighter, I could see outside. Okay. Let's first use that thing so it's gone. Oh, wait, didn't that work? That didn't happen last time. Well, never mind.
Perfect. Go on. Get out of here. This place is finished. I don't know, it might have been a special forces team. But in any case, this prison's been taken over. The troops have been wiped out.
What are you saying?
You're free to leave the complex. But you may as well know you have no chance of getting off this island.
And what about you? What are you going to do?
Don't worry about me.
Oh, what a nice guy. So, taking our first handgun bullets. And he's asleep. Don't have to click that, I just wanted... This is a list of prisoners, my name's at the end. WKD4496 Claire Redfield. The escort's name is at the end of the document. Umbrella Medical Unit Paris, First Security Unit Leader Rodrigo Juan Raval. And let's pick up the knife. It's actually pretty funny. This is about the first Resident Evil game that had a at least semi-useful knife. Right, the knives were usually like completely pointless items all the way up to Resident Evil 4. But before that you really couldn't use them. In this game you can use them, in certain cases at least. It's not your general, oh I can totally finish off any zombie with a knife sort of weapon. And another thing that they did in this game compared to Resident Evil 3 for example is they fixed the kind of weird dodging mechanism by removing it. Yay! There's no way to dodge an enemy in this game. And that's rather annoying. A truck used for transport. Oil is leaking from a crash wreck. Dead body and a briefcase can be seen inside. Oh, maybe he's not so dead. But since this is our only weapon. And you will soon see why not being able to dodge is fucking horrific in this game. A little bit about the history is also interesting. This game was originally developed side by side with Resident Evil 3, and even though it doesn't have a number, it's actually canon. And it was originally released as Resident Evil Code Veronica for the Dreamcast, and then in a little bit updated version as Resident Evil Code Veronica X for PlayStation 2, and that version was later on ported to GameCube. And the big problem I think they had with this game, especially the HD port, as you can see it's not... The quality of this game is not as high as Resident Evil 0 or the Resident Evil 1 HD remaster. And I guess it's because first of all they didn't want to invest the money. And the second thing is they... leave me alone. I will run at that guy as well. And no, make a run for it. And the second reason is this was the first Resident Evil game that didn't use pre-rendered environments. Right, as you can see, none of these environments pre-rendered, it's everything rendered in-game. Excuse me. And I guess they just didn't want to invest the money to redo all the textures and all the models for HD, so they pretty much just upscaled it.
Don't shoot! Who are you?
At least that's my best guess.
Zombie? Well, great. Wait right there. I'm coming over.
Except for the faces. The faces look a little bit better than the rest of the textures.
Sorry about that little misunderstanding. But I thought you were another one of those monsters.
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Relax, beautiful. I said I was sorry. My name's Steve. I was a prisoner on this island. And I'm guessing you're not from Umbrella either.
No, I'm Claire. Claire Redfield.
Claire. Nice. I'll remember that. Hey, I heard there's an airport around here. Well, once I find it, I can finally escape from this crazy island. Well, I'll see ya.
Hey, wait up!
I don't want you following me, lady. You'll only slow me down.
Yeah, she's the one with the gun, and she will definitely slow him down. Sure. What an idiot. Let's see, another batch of handgun bullets, and we will definitely need them. I will be using the knife as good as I can, but I really hope to advance quickly enough to get to the point where I can actually use the crossbow, since crossbow is an otherwise completely useless weapon. Lock with a padlock. And it works fine against most zombies, but there's really not much of a point in using it against stronger enemies. Except if you want to use the explosive arrows, but they're really rare, so I mainly use it against crap. It was actually a critical hit. No, it didn't work. Exactly. Ah, crap. Yeah, like I said, using a knife is quite dangerous. But I'm only on caution. But that's still okay. Oh. The knife bounces off so easily. Give me that. We've already got our first herbs. We'll need that. And come on, give me the map. Yep. Let's go with that. I don't think there's anything in here. Yep. And move on. You can also see how crappy the remake is in the textures of the doors. I think that's where it's most significant. Prisoner's Diary. May 13th. This room stinks of death. Based upon the information I found, I believe that I am far south of the equator. Lucky for me, the Bob in the bunk below me is one of those interesting types of guys. May 16th. Today Bob told me some crazy story of why he was put in this place with me. Bob said that he used to be an attendant of the head of this place. This boss named Alfred supposedly placed him in here because of a tiny little mistake. What does that mean? What's going to happen to me? May 20th. Without warning, a group of military men took Bob to the building behind the guillotine stand. At midnight I'll sneak out here to see him. I've been hearing that anyone taken to that building never comes back. On top of that, there are these really large plastic bags constantly being moved from that place. I'd better pray for Bob. May 21st? I was wrong, I shouldn't have gone there. What is going on in there? All I could hear was some insanely creepy laughter and the sound of Bob screaming. I don't know what to do. I can't stop thinking about it. Is that going to happen to me? I can't let it. I just can't. May 27th. Since my last entry, all of my fellow inmates have been taken to that building. I know that I'm next. It's obvious that we are all here to be used as Alfred's guinea pigs. There's no way out. What am I going to do? Well, don't get me wrong, man. I really like you, but I think you died. And yep. It's actually funny that it gave this different name in the English version. In the German version this is just like Calico submachine guns. Come on. Leave me alone. Good. So we survived that. We're still good. Kinda. Really preserving ammunition is what you have to do in this game. Don't think that guy actually wakes up. Nope, he doesn't. Might be rotten, but he won't wake up all that easily. And one whole zombie kill only with the knife and without getting hit. Uneaten food items are scattered in this area. Okay. And equip. There's a big hole in wire netting. There's a blood stain on the eaves. Yeah, no shit. Kind of funny how easily she actually takes this on. Goes all like, oh well, oh, whatever just happened. I don't care. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm already running a bit low, so I can't activate. Whoa! That was lucky. Running a bit low on ammo. It is a rather annoying area.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
And I really mean all, including my lighter. And it's annoying because you get some grenade shells over here, but since you don't have a grenade launcher yet, there's really no point in taking that. So let's first take the user's manual. 3D Duplicator Users Menu. Our new product, the 3D Duplicator, consists of two parts. 3D Scanner portion. This portion scans a 3D object. Simply place the materials that you want to have scanned onto the tray of the scanner. The scanned objects will be processed into 3D data, which will be transferred to the duplicator portion. The duplicator portion. If you place the material you wish to have converted on the machine, you can begin conversion based on the 3D data that was created by the 3D scanner portion. The conversion will be executed with complete data accuracy. The result will be an object precisely true to the original. Yeah, look what they had already. So we can already open that, but we can't actually use it yet. We'll need this later on. Effects on Facility Access Application. Be sure to verify the content of the following Facility Access Application form and add the applicant's name to the expected visitors list. Chief, Prison Guard Room, Paul Steiner. I hereby apply for access permission for Prison Area D. Details follows. Visitor name, Carl Grisham. Purpose of entry, carrying the following materials. New product sample from Metal Industries Co. TG01. Various detailed commodities ordered by the prison. Note, I will use a transportation truck. TG01 sample will be stored in designated briefcase. Nice. And there we have our friend Steve again.
What are you doing here?
Chris Redfield. Is he a relative of yours or something?
You mean my brother?
Ah, your siblings. Well, it seems your brother is under surveillance by Umbrella.
What? I've got to contact Leon and tell him to let my brother know he's being monitored. It's a good thing I have access to an outside connection from here.
Well, that file shows the latitude and longitude of this place. Why don't you send your brother the coordinates and ask him to come help?
Thanks, I'll do that.
Hey, I was just kidding. There's no way he could get here, even if he is your brother.
Hey, Nix.
Yes,
Nice to see you.
I'm sure of it.
No way. He won't come. You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
What was that all about?
Yeah, Nix, could you please tell me if the audio levels are okay? Because I will actually use my... Yeah. That's what I wanted to take. As a matter of fact, you can't actually take that ink ribbon with you. Sadly. There's my previous playthrough. I think I came like 1/3 of the actual game. Can't use that. Email has been sent. Now we have to use this little device because that door is blocked no matter what. I really hope you enjoy this. Like I said, I'm not really sure if the audio is okay. It seems to be okay from my perspective. But don't really know how much will actually arrive
Please deposit any metallic
on the
items
streaming
you have
side.
in the security box.
Anyway, we'll leave that here. And the reason why I saved is... Oh, they didn't break through yet. That's good. So... Take our knife, take our pistol, take our ammo, and of course take the lighter. Okay. Oh, you're actually a turbo user. So now we can open this. Oh yeah. Ah, come on. I hate it when the knife bounces off. Good, I'm still good. Oh, wait. I'll need them a little bit more. But here we have the fire extinguisher. I believe you can already guess for what we are going to need that. That's good to hear. Yeah, well, the HTML5 player is also still in beta. Ah, come on. I hate those dogs. So, but like I said, I can't promise a perfect playthrough or anything like that. There's a very high chance that I'm actually going to die at some point. Especially considering the fact that there are actually zombies waiting for me in this area. Ah, come on. So he's dead. Let's see. Yeah, there are two. Several of those guys, so we're going to use our pistol again. Christ's sake, die already. So we can use that. And he's dead. Yeah, exactly, Hednix. That's also what I think. Especially with the old Resident Evil games, dying is part of the game. I don't think anyone could argue with that. There's a button. Push it. Yes. Yay. Also explanation document for the special alloy TG01. TG01 product description. Thank you for your continued support and for using our products. This time we have gathered our most advanced technologies and have succeeded in creating the unique anti-metal detection alloy TG01. TG01 features: it cannot be detected by any metal detectors, cannot be pictured by röntgenography, okay. And the immigration check. I always wonder what that means in English. Röntgenstrahlen. Lightweight yet durable. We plan to develop various weapons utilizing this innovative new alloy. We have enclosed a sample for you to review. We look forward to hearing from you regarding possible business opportunities. Metal Industry Co. Chief Development Planning, Carl Rettel. It's a good thing we have that. Actually wonder there should be... Actually missed something. Because there should be... a key. Where I left, actually. I wonder where I missed that. There's only a small key that's used for the... used for that door in that other area. Wait, and get past them. There's no real point in killing those guys, since they will just respawn by the next time you go there. Right, so to open this thing. Should be a padlock key somewhere that I've missed. Yeah, it actually is X-ray. But I think they don't mean the waves itself, but röntgenography probably describes is probably the correct English term for the process. Oh wait, now I remember where it was. It was here. But I can't take it right now. I have to get rid of the empty fire extinguisher.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
Oh. Hey, FM. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I actually was streaming a lot more often before my vacation as well. Always a thing with when you're on vacation. Actually, I also wonder that first aid spray, if I can take it with me. No, come on, give it to me. I need this.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
What we're actually going to do now is... The reason why I know I have to do this is because I obviously played a little bit earlier this week. So I know that one of the doors in that area where I try to avoid the enemies needs Eagle Crest. Yeah. And there we go. Really happy that this is working so nice. I had to set up the capture device semi-blind because my PC monitor that I'm using to play on my PlayStation, and of course they break through. Obviously they would do that. Oh yeah, I have to. So instead of wasting it, I will actually use it because there's a very dangerous area coming up ahead. Can I wait? Check. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely going to use that. Yes. Eh. And 2 hits again by those damn zombies. So we need that, this, and our knife, and our lighter. All the other stuff can stay here for now. Oh, that's great techniques. I really thought they were good. I actually liked them quite a lot. I haven't watched it the second part all the way to the end yet. Didn't have the time because I was still at work. So let's see. I actually wonder about this. I'm hearing piano noises. And I have no clue who here in my flat. Okay. Plays a piano. But it sounds rather nice. So let's see. I don't think there are any enemies coming out of this area anymore, but this is really handy because it gives you a shortcut. Yes. Anyway, let's move on. I will watch your movies, your YouTube videos later on. Oh, no, no, leave me alone. Yes, yes. No, not use that, use that. And get through this. Otherwise, like I said, I lacked a bit of time to watch it all through, but I definitely will. What I saw wasn't bad, really. I liked it. Or rather say, it was actually really good. I think that's a better description. Every time I say not bad, people think that I'm actually disapproving of something. But I always had issues with showing that I like certain things. So let's see. Now come on, jump on it. I still find it alienating that they would actually remove the dodging feature, since it's so crucial for almost anything that you do in Resident Evil. You can't dodge everything, I mean that's quite obvious, but come on. And I will try to kill that other guy with a knife. Simply because I can. Oh, come on. Oh, that's not good. Ah, crap. This was the hit I needed. Every time you hear those several noises, then you know that it's actually a critical hit. And that's really what you want. Oh, right, I completely forgot about something. There should be a third dog somewhere back here. There he is. Yeah, the bow gun. Excuse me. The bow gun is actually a really useful weapon overall, but only to kill small guys, and then use the rare explosive arrows to kill the big ones. I like my knife. Ah, come on, leave me alone. Ah, come on. Finally. Oh, Damn, just because that guy's former military doesn't mean he has to survive all that many knife hits. Yeah, if you try to aim specifically, you're pretty much lost. That's true. The problem is, especially when you try to use the knife to preserve ammo, like I do, then you don't really know right ahead that you will hit or miss. That's a huge problem. But it was like that in pretty much all of the Resident Evil games. Especially the early ones. They did redo some of the control schemes in the HD remaster of Resident Evil 0. And made it more pleasant to use. Which is really nice, but they didn't put that much effort into this game. No, come on. Oh, come on. This should have dumped him right away. Stay there and stay dead. Yes. It's broken. Now there should be a circulation pipe. Is there something here as well? No. Actually, I'm running a little bit out of space right now. This is yet another object and I really have to take the bow gun with me. So. Also, back in the days when I played this on PlayStation 2, I think I actually had the censored version, a German version of this. Because I can't remember the bodies staying on the ground and bleeding. There's nothing left. Oh, come on. Let's get out of here again. And get in here. I think that's also where I have to use the key, so I still have a bit more free space. Ah. Yeah, maybe all my space problems will be... Oh, that was a fatal hit. By the fact that I have to use my healing items. You're dead. Okay. Yes, I want to print out a map. I mean, this is the traditional perspective of all Resident Evil games, and I actually found it funny that people would complain about change of perspective in Resident Evil 4. My problem with Resident Evil 4 was that the game didn't have any of the particular charm that you had with... Yes, discarded. Oh, gunpowder. No, I won't take this with me right now. We'll get it later on though. Oh, Vice City Stories, I actually completed that. I have the game. I bought it relatively late in the PlayStation 2 lifetime. I think I already had the PlayStation 3 by the time. Can't open it, okay. But it was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I liked it more than normal Vice City, especially since the original Resident Evil Vice City the file could actually kill your PlayStation 2. If you had a relatively early version of the PlayStation 2 and you played the Platinum release of GTA Vice City, then it could actually break your PlayStation 2. And that is what happened to me. And I was really lucky that I still had guarantee on it, so that they replaced it for free with a more modern version that also had a more modern DVD drive in it. Because the version of the PlayStation 2 I had was still one of those very loud ones, pretty much like the PlayStation 3 when you have the fat lady. And that version really died because of GTA Vice City. And I never tried this again. The reason for that actually was that it caused a memory overflow in the system. It started to leak memory, and then the PlayStation wasn't able to cope with that. And then the system broke down, and this could cause the control of the DVD drive to go crazy. But Vice City Stories didn't have that issue. So anyway, the emergency door lock system in the biology experiment room can be released with the 4-digit pass number. I hope you haven't forgotten about that already. I've just received an order from the system administrator requesting us to change the pass number periodically. What bothers me is that you often lose important memos, pass numbers, or even chemicals. So in an attempt to solve that problem, I came up with an idea. You know, the red human skeleton picture at the back of the biology experiment room? I have decided to use the number signed on the picture as the pass number if you happen to lose the memo. Just look at the picture. Well, I don't think you would ever need to use the emergency pass number anyway. But just in case, now you know, take it easy, Mr. Careless. Oh, thanks for the host, Vlad. Appreciate it. So let's see. Abnormal error, I can't enter the pass number.
I can't get the door open!
Oh yes, it does. Actually, it's this stream is looking better than what I see on my own monitor. That's the funny part about it. There appears to be no one around. A red picture is hanging in the back. I can't see the number from here. Well, I guess that's it for this room.
Biohazard contamination detected. Level 3. Emergency shutters will close. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Claire's a really sporty one.
That was close.
Indeed. Actually, one of the improvements this game had was it allowed you to combine or use herbs if you had a full equipment stack, and I wonder if I can. No. This is a little bit annoying. I definitely have to get back here at some point before I'm actually able to use the arrow gun, because you can combine all the arrows that you have with the bow gun, but if you do that, you can't combine the explosive powder with the arrows anymore. And this gives you 10 explosive arrows, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to need them later on. I guess the thing I'm going to do is I'm using 2 shots. Combine. Whip that thing and counter shots. So. Yes, I was actually hitting that guy. And that's how weak this gun is. It's even weaker than the pistol. And yeah, this capture card is really nice. I just wish the setup would be a little bit easier, like that it would fake an HDMI connection towards the PlayStation or something like that. Because if you use a monitor like I do, then you have to use their own software in order to see the output of your PlayStation, because a PC monitor cannot display the standard PAL output. And that's really, really annoying. So, great stuff. And if you actually change the resolution of your... Actually, change the resolution, like they say, like at 720p, 1080i and 1080p to the possible resolution for the output, then their own software will not be able to recognize the output anymore. And then you have to restart the software in order for it to apply the changes that you just made. And while you do that, you have to blindly accept the changes on your PlayStation, because it might take you longer than those, I think, 30 or 20 seconds or something like that to actually restart the software and get to the settings point where you can set everything up. I wonder if he's dead. Yep, he is. You're dead. Whoa! Oh crap. Oh, hopefully I'm not going to die. Oh. Don't think I can combine this with... Nope. Definitely going to use that now. Green herbs. And on our way to the mansion. Yeah, that's right. You can actually use an HDMI splitter with 1 input and 2 outputs to circumvent this problem. That's true. But I didn't have one, and actually I think there are some splitters that will cause the whole HDMI encryption to be gone. Oh, I see. Yep. And we have our first magical box. Oh, this is great. So let's first get rid of this, because we don't need this. We don't need those things either yet. And combine that. Yes. I don't think they have blue herbs in this game. 50 bullets. And we also use our second save state right now. After we collected all the documents. Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's pretty much what I did with my cheap capture device. I also have a cheap capture device that's specifically for RCA and S-video. I think it supports RCA and S-video. And I used that to record, to do my test recordings for my master system. And what I did there, I used RCA Y cables, so one cable that goes into the master system that has two cables coming out. And you normally need those things for certain subwoofers, right? But since it's just an RCA cable, you can also use it for video and audio information from an old console. And it's pretty much the same thing if you use an HDMI splitter. You split the signal into two, just that you need a specific device for that, because HDMI is of course more complex than stupid RCA. Oh, I see. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah, we only have one monitor here. So that's that. But anyway, let's continue quickly with this document. Then we can continue talking. 4 years have passed since I began serving Sir Alfred. He doesn't trust anyone. Even though I'm his attendant, I'm still strictly prohibited from entering his private house. What is his problem anyway? They say he lives with his twin sister Alexia in his private house on the hill. Occasionally, I've seen someone standing by the window of the house. It might have been Alexia, whose extreme beauty is often talked about. I once asked Sir Alfred about this, but it only enraged him. Even though I'm his attendant, he will not show me any lenience. If I ask about her again, I could put my life at risk. After all, it's a mystery why he so desperately tries to keep his private life with Alexia's secret. Robert Dawson, aka Bob. Okay, so you can't combine stuff like that. Oh, no worries. No, don't shut up. I hear ya. I'm always open for new ideas. I was just thinking that I should at least read this note from the secretary first. And second save state. And now we'll actually go back to one of the previous places because I saved. And get the single ink ribbon back from where I left it. So that I can put it into the magical box and out of the security box. If the game lets me. And of course we'll take the pistol ammunition with us. And we'll be able to preserve a little bit of ammo by using this gun. So let's see. Going back in this game, even if it's just like a 1 minute task, can be relatively dangerous because there are always areas where enemies will just respawn. Capture card, HDMI, monitor TV, so same output at the same time on that monitor TV. Yep. I see what you mean. The thing just is the way they tell you to set it up is a little bit... You know, you connect the RCA cable to the capture device and then you connect the HDMI cable to the capture device and put the HDMI cable to your monitor or to your TV. And that didn't quite work for me. What I really like about this capture device is it also has a PC-free mode, which you can make use of if you have an SD card, and it also has an SD card slot. And it actually has an additional 3.5mm audio jack for in and out. So even with the capture card connected, I can still make use of my 2.1 audio system, since that allows me to put a 3.5mm audio jack in it.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security
Yeah, I
box.
get the idea. So this is just what I wanted to get, and actually, yeah, the empty fire extinguisher. And get the fuck out of here again. I really do enjoy these old Resident Evil games. I think they're great. I just wish they would have put more work into this HD remake. You know, like they did with Resident Evil 1 or Resident Evil 0. Where they really did a great job. Especially with Resident Evil 0. The HD remaster of Resident Evil 0 is worth every penny of those 19 euros. You can't open that door because it's completely destroyed you. Because they made the control scheme a little bit easier to use compared to the original. And it looks really nice. What I don't like is that they have so many DLCs for that, but I mean that's the thing with games nowadays, right? Every bullshit that is supposed to be an unlockable goodie within the game is nowadays a DLC. But as a pre-order bonus, you got 2 of them already. And I obviously bought them all because I really wanted to have the original costume for Rebecca from the original Nintendo 64 version of Resident Evil 0 that was later scrapped and then turned into the GameCube version. Because that looks really nice. Do I have? Yeah, I have a free slot. So, give me that. Yep. So, I'm really just hoarding all the stuff I found so far. And we have 3 ink ribbons again. Actually, the ink ribbon might seem limited, but you get more than enough, even if you're a person who likes to save scan. And they did include a retry option in this version of the game. So the HD remake does have one improvement, and that is if you die, you don't have to start from your last save point. At least that's the way I understand it. It's definitely a good idea to wait for that, but I was so hyped about the Resident Evil HD remakes that those things are annoying, especially since they do a heck of a lot of damage. Trust me on that one. Finally. And of course you find bullets on the toilet. Because why not? And first aid spray. Oh, this is good. I don't think I can open that case. Let me check. And also there's one thing with Capcom. Capcom really isn't a bad company overall. Because those HD remakes, they really don't make them to get the big money. Right? Because only real fans are the potential customers for them. Let's face it. Most new players will not who grew up with stuff like Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 6, or if they ever played a Resident Evil game even, they won't be interested in a game that uses tank controls, awkward aiming, fixed camera angles, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty sure that Capcom is aware of that and really only made this to get a little bit of money out of the fans of the original games. But one bad thing about Capcom is they do not like to do big sales. I actually had all the Resident Evil games on my wishlist on Steam for I think half a year, until they put 4, 5 and 6 on sale, and I think it was only like a 30% off, 33% off sale or something like that. And that's why I highly doubt that they will actually make any fancy all-in-one package version for 20 euros or something like that of any of their games. They're really strict on their own pricing policy. NTC 0394. And especially if you really wanted to play it again. The thing was, with all the Resident Evil games that came after the PlayStation 1 era, I never owned them myself. I actually had a friend who had a GameCube and a PlayStation 2 as well, and I also had a PlayStation 2, and we used to exchange games, right? Like I borrow a game from him while he borrows a game from me, so that we both didn't have to buy all the games. And he actually lived in a rather large town for quite a while, until he moved back, and his family moved back, and he lived in Munich for I think 4 years. And there he was actually able to buy games used. So he was able to get on quite a lot of games that we weren't able to buy because we didn't have the money. And when he came back, then I used to borrow this game from him, and he used to bring his GameCube with him, and we played Resident Evil 1 on the GameCube and Resident Evil 0 on the GameCube. And then when he was fed up with any of the games, then he usually left them with us so that we could play them through completely on our own, while I was giving him some other game that I played through. And that's how I played all of these games back then. Thought this might be an interesting story. But this also means that I, of course, didn't have a chance to revisit them. Over the past couple of years. This gun is so useless. Let's check if he's really dead. Yeah, I think so. And yeah, that's pretty much how I played Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 0, and Veronica X. I borrowed them from a friend. The original Resident Evil 1 and the original Resident Evil 2 from PlayStation 1 I also played. by borrowing them from named friend. Like I said, he had access to quite a lot of used games that were really cheap, so he was able to afford a little bit more than we were, and it was really nifty. Oh, now we have a sequence, so we'll shut up. Oh, there it was. Yeah, it's really sad that this sharing doesn't really work anymore with modern games, or especially with games on Steam. I mean, if you buy a game on GOG, you could theoretically share it, right? You could download the installer and give it to a friend, but it's not quite the same. It's actually borderline illegal. According to German law, you can give a permanent copy of any of these games to a family member of yours, for example. You can do that. That's perfectly legal. But you cannot just give it out to friends, because they will have it permanently, right? They don't have to give it back to you or anything like that. On the other hand, all this borrowing and lending stuff to your friends didn't destroy the industry back then. The industry was growing like mad, all to the level that it is today. And back in the days, game developers actually complained about the fact that they weren't able to buy a second Ferrari, because theoretically, if all people bought their game instead of turning it round and round in their friend circle, they could have made so much money that second Ferrari wouldn't be a problem. And that was pretty much all they worried about. And then, of course, there came another time when pirating games was really big. But never as big as in, I think, in the 70s or early 80s, where copying games for C64 and systems like that was a really big thing. Stuff like that didn't really happen, at least not during my lifetime that I was ever aware of. So let's see. Don't want to take any additional items with me, because I don't think I'll need them. Now we'll see. And yeah, the gaming industry was always a little bit weird in that regard. Especially since, I mean, really, if you look at the music industry, it's pretty much the same thing, or even more extreme there, especially in Germany.
Yeah!
Wait, a small sequence.
Help me!
Steve?
Right, they also have that, like, pirating music destroys the music industry, and back in the days when MCs or cassettes and double cassette decks were famous, people copied and pirated music all over the place, and back then they didn't go like, oh, it's destroying us, while back then it was actually destroying the industry. And nowadays they come up with like, oh, anyone who pirates anything. So we need to see. Oh, we'll go to jail for 5 years. And all of this stuff, that's pretty annoying.
Close. But I found something, thanks to you. Looks cool, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not supporting software piracy in any way. I think it's
I found it. Nice.
despicable, because if I can't buy something, right, like if I can't buy,
Let's make a deal. I'll trade you for something.
I don't know, latest iPhone or something like that, then I won't go into a shop where they display iPhones and will try to steal one. Right, I won't do that, I won't even try to do that. But in the end, Apple won't get my money because I can't afford it. Right? So the outcome is essentially the same. But still, it's a crime, so please don't do that. But ultimately, you're right. Pirating software is only a real problem if it becomes something socially acceptable. And that's the one thing about, good thing about digital distribution. It made buying games legally so easy that it's actually easier to buy a game and more convenient to buy a game legally than to pirate it. Especially with GOG.
You let yourself be captured so you could lead your people to this base.
I have no idea what you're babbling about.
You don't fool me. I am Alfred Ashford, commander of this base.
Oh? You must be one of Umbrella's lower level officers if you're in command of a backwater base like this one.
How dare you! The Ashford family is among the world's first and finest. My grandfather is one of the original founders of Umbrella, Inc. Now tell me, why have you attacked this installation?
Attacked?
Shortly after you arrived, my base was attacked. You must have informed your people of its location.
I still don't follow you. I really don't know anything about that.
Unacceptable! How can you deny it? My base has been destroyed. And thanks to you, the experimental T-virus was released, creating countless zombies and monsters. Tell me, who do you work for? Who sent you? Have it your way, then. You're just a rat in a cage anyway. I'll be sure to keep you entertained before I dispose of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually with distribution sites like GOG or even Humble Store, I feel like that, but I prefer GOG no matter what. It's not only pretty easy to legally buy games, it's also very convenient. Since you don't have to worry about being online all the time to play a game, right? And you don't have any stupid DRM where you have to type in a key and then it's only a one-time use key or any such shit. You really don't have to worry about such things when you buy games DRM free on GOG. And I really think that's pretty much what also made pirating games extremely or more rarer, right? There's no big pirating scene out there where people who can practically buy games would go there and download a crack or something like that. If the game is on GOG or on Steam, even if it's only a Steam DRM where you don't have to be online all the time, then it's simply a lot more convenient to just buy it legally and also have the good feeling that you supported a game that you really like and that's really good in your opinion. And the same thing with music pretty much, right? With stuff like iTunes or in my case Amazon MP3. You can download your music, you can put it on any device on Amazon MP3, you get the MP3s DRM free actually. So I can just buy it there, download it on my PC, then copy it over to my phone or any other storage device that I think I need my music on. And it's still saved in Amazon Cloud as well, so that's extremely convenient, it's not very expensive, and it's accessible. And that's really that's really what's important here, right? That you have easy access to it, that it's convenient, and that the prices appear logical and fair to you. Just a subjective feeling, of course, but if they manage to give the majority of people that feeling, nobody will go out there and start downloading things from untrustworthy sites where they have to fear that they might be downloading any sort of virus or that they're not getting what they actually wanted. So there are a lot of elements that come into play in fighting piracy other than just DRM. Right? It's also about, I think, about convenience and about accessibility to the system. Yeah, exactly. I'm totally with you on that, Hadnix. DRM is horrible. And also with stuff like Steam, I mean, it's still convenient because it's well integrated, and if you don't have to be online at any given time, it's great. But for example, when I bought Final Fantasy VIII, I do have Final Fantasy VIII on PlayStation 1 original disc, and I do have it on PSN. And I don't have to do anything to play this game on PlayStation. But I also bought the game on Steam because I wanted to play it on my laptop. And in order to play Final Fantasy VIII from the Steam version, you actually have to create, and I'm not shitting you, you have to create a Square Enix account. And log in via that Square Enix account after launching the game from Steam. That's not really convenient. That's actually rather annoying, and I made sure that I never ever bought another Square Enix game off Steam. Because I thought that's bullshit. Right, I mean, a publisher does not have to blow sugar into my ass or something like that, but they should make it as easy and as convenient as possible to buy their products. Because that's what I really want to do, right? I want to buy their product. I have a product I'm interested in, and I want to buy it. And if they only provide it through means that I'm not really willing to deal with, then their product simply isn't special or unique enough for me to go through any such annoying process. And hell, I won't do that, period. Okay, so he's dead. Do we have anything here? There's actually an area to the left. I have to go to the right, I know that because I already was here. There's an area to the left that I haven't explored on when I last played this game. Because there are another set of bats. And yeah, they attack you right away. Oh, that was good. Ah, come on. Ah, come on. Leave me alone. Ah. Wait. Oh, I'm already on caution. Really wanted to... Oh, come on, I was attacking him. Like I said, those bats are annoying as hell. I did hit him! Oh, wait, let me just look here. This device powers the boarding lift. Nope, not yet. Why I'm not able to hit that fucker? Oh yeah. See, this is why I didn't want to go there. Oh, finally. Jesus Christ. And I guess that... Even though I pushed the button. Oh, okay, I can use it. That's great. Yeah, but no, Batman. I'm actually a proud owner of the full Batman 1960s collection. Ah, I see. So that's where I need those emblems for one of them. I thought I found one of them. And there's the second one that I have to... and a third one I have to use. So I wasted a full healing item for nothing. But never mind, never mind. Oh, pistol bullets. We definitely will come back to this area. Yeah, really, those bats are the bane of my existence, and you can already hear bats here, but they don't actually show up. It was really true. Bats are about the worst thing that can happen to you in this game. They're even more annoying than the ravens in Resident Evil 3 because they do more damage. And they're more difficult to hit, since their patterns are a lot more complex. So what do we have here? Right, we have to get rid of that thing. And we need a key for cave. What do we want to get there? I still find it rather amazing that they developed this game side by side with Resident Evil 3, since it's a lot more complex and a lot more elaborate. I mean, obviously it also has some shortcomings compared to Resident Evil 3, but... which lever is missing? Okay. But it is, or was a really great game at the time, and it still is a timeless classic. Yes. So let's see if we can do this. I think it was a little bit too far to the right. Oh, it worked. Never mind. Lift may not operate if power levels are low. But our power levels aren't low, they're high, I believe. I like this umbrella sign on his head. Why is she standing there? Oh, crap. Oh, come on. They had a total hard on for me. Anyway, this is what I wanted to get. The biohazard card. Great. Yeah, but I think the sheer amount of shots that I need to kill those zombies shows why I'm using this weapon. Against them, since I don't really think there are any enemies in the game that are so weak that you can actually try to kill them with this gun, or this type of bolt. And it's still a lot safer than using the knife. So let's see. I think that's all we can do here right now. So we have to go back. And we do have the biohazard card, and we need this for the training facility where we were earlier, where we got the bow gun. So that we can actually open up the gates there. And I also will use another save for that. Man, I'm so happy that this capture card works. Because now I can also stream from a huge PlayStation library, and I have quite a lot of PlayStation 3 games on disc and quite a bit on PSN. So a lot to choose from, especially the HD remakes of the games that I grew up with are the ones that interest me to stream them and bring them to the people. Like Metal Gear Solid 2. I do own the PlayStation version, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, with the bonus DVD where you can actually play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater with Raiden on the oil platform. But the original game DVD, because it was no, the DVD cases were normal. The PlayStation 2 cases were normal DVD cases, and when they had a second disc in there, they used to put in an additional piece in the middle where they put the second disc on, and this piece had a very strong plastic spring that kept the DVD in place, and that was the part where the main game was put on in my Substance version, and it broke the DVD. It broke out plastic parts in the middle, and because the hole is not correct anymore, it will not align correctly to in the console, and won't work. It won't work anymore. And so yeah. Konami and their crappy packaging killed my beloved game. And so I was really happy when the HD remake came out and I could actually play Metal Gear Solid 2 again on my PlayStation 3 without having to go like to some retro store and buy a used copy with scratches on or anything like that. It was really great, and I also got my own copy of Metal Gear Solid 3 through that way, with the original Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 for the MSX, which are on the Subsistence version of Metal Gear Solid 3, which is the one you get with the HD collection. Yeah, no, it made me really sad back then, especially you have to think about a 14-year-old me not having much money, and this was like this one game that I had to play the whole year, and then it broke, and I loved it. It's really awkward. Anyway, let me see. Let's save the game here. Also, it might be that I turn off the stream at some point without saving, and then when I start the next stream I will actually go back and do this part over again, because I just don't want to waste an ink ribbon. This might happen. So the reason why I'm actually saving the game is, this is how far I got when I played the game beginning of this week, when I was actually thinking about buying the capture card and streaming it. And there is a small boss coming up. And I wonder if I can defeat him. I didn't try last time, I just ran past him. But I really want to try this. Because with the Biohazard card we have direct access to all the things that were behind those closed gates. But I still need a couple of explosive arrows. So I might just reload actually. If I waste too much of the explosive arrows, because I will need them later on. Yeah, right. She dodges in this sequence, but you can't dodge in the game. That's unfair. Ah, you know what? Screw it. I will just ignore this guy. Okay, so I can't open that gate. And this means I have to open this one. And our good friend Alfred again. Yeah, the Spice Monster, I also thought about a Spice Worm. Actually, Resident Evil 3, when Gravedigger, a similar enemy, appeared, they put a CGI sequence in there. And Alfred is gone. I always wonder where he went to. Because this door can't be this door since I went up here. And I don't think he went anywhere to the right or anything like that. But yeah, when you have a chance to avoid an enemy, then you might want to do it. Oh, ammo. Need that. I actually think there was a small bug in here. Yeah, that's not a problem. Because we actually saved time on a different save slot. And see why that one event wasn't triggered. That's weird. Don't think I'll need that. And let's take the hemostatic. It's Blutstiller in German, so it's the medicine that the guy who let us out of the... who did let us out of the cell needs. This is weird. Oh. Sorry.
Welcome, Claire. Consider the area you are in a special playground I have prepared just for you. Please try and keep me amused, and do not disappoint me by dying too soon. I so want to enjoy this.
Yeah, dead laughter. Oh, look at that, 2 Uzi submachine guns. And there's the ammunition for that. Yeah, that thing is the reason why I needed the explosive darts. Since I tried to kill him with the pistol once and it didn't work out. There's just like 3 those arrows and he's gone. Otherwise he would do some serious damage to me. I think they're called Bender Snatcher or something like that in the game. Is there anything else here? Nope. Just remember at this point, Mauser P08 only has 8 shots in its magazine.
Don't worry, Claire. Your knight in shining armor is here.
You wish. But thanks for the help.
See? This is why you need me. I got your back.
Whatever. Here. Take these.
Machine guns? For me?
You know the deal. In exchange for your Lugers.
Okay, okay.
I hate the fact that they're actually...
This thing is too cool. Yes! Now this is my kind of weapon. Alright!
I think it's actually a one-armed bandit in English as well.
You cheated me.
Up there. Plenty of ammo. Just for you.
Way up there?
Give me a boost and I'll get it for you.
Alright, alright. Ow! My back! You're heavier than you look. Hurry up!
Happy now?
What?
Now that your knight has made his appearance, he can join you in your descent into death.
I haven't played much further than that.
Okay, let's do it! Wait here, Claire. Time to test out my new toy.
Man, this guy's completely crazy. He's on an island full of zombies and monsters, and all he cares about is using 2 mini Uzis, which are really crappy weapons anyway. Oh, come on. How do I actually get through the card reader? Indigo blue color. It's electronically locked. This cannot be used with a submachine gun. No shit. And yes, this also was the first game that allowed you to aim at 2 enemies at the same time. So that's pretty fancy. Oh, simple lock. What do we have here? Chemicals used for gun maintenance, okay. This is hopefully something like... Ah, great. There's a handgun part placed on the work desk. Cannot be used with a submachine gun. Yes, so. Oh, by the way, what's that? Family picture. It's a picture of Steve and his parents. Wait, I'm a little bit lost right now. Let me see. Oh, right, there's another door. Oh. I have the feeling that this green gas is not all that healthy. Machine used for ventilation seems to have been in use for a long time. Well, if it has been used already, then it means it at least works. Breaker may fail due to overload. In case of failure, raise the lever as illustrated. The ventilation device will resume operation. Okay, can I? No. Okay. I don't think I can do... Okay. I see. Those Bandersnatchers, by the way, are really annoying enemies. They're pretty much the hunter creatures of this game. Handgun bullets are in the mouth.
It was dirty work, but this area is now clean. See? You can depend on me. You see? This thing is a lot more reliable than any person.
Than people?
Steve, what were you doing here? Who brought you here, and where is your family?
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it!
Steve.
Never mind. Let's get going.
I actually hope I have an easy way to get back there. Because I really want those handgun parts. I think they are very important. Yeah, I guess I can't use the biohazard card on that one. Nope. Could at least have allowed me to get my hands on the handgun bullets. Oops. I didn't see that coming.
Claire, are you okay?
Steve, behind you!
No.
What's wrong, Steve? Shoot him!
Wait! I can't! No!
Steve! No! Ah!
Father! Ah!
This could have gone terribly wrong.
Steve.
Father. 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 Dad, used to work for Umbrella. Tried to steal information, intending to sell it off to the highest bidder. He was caught. Mom was killed, and we were sent here.
Oh, Steve.
He was a fool to do something so reckless. So stupid.
It's okay now. Just rest.
So. I also got myself a trophy unlocked. The only problem I have is... He's obviously dead, yeah, I believe that. The only problem I have is that they're not able to take any more items with me. Pretty much overloaded with stuff. Oh fuck. Yeah, trophy hype. Actually, this game doesn't have all that many trophies. Oh, come on. Yeah and no. Why is there no way to... Why is there no magical box in here? I really need a magical box. Let me check, maybe. Maybe this will get me to a magical box. So save point is not accessible, I think. Yeah. So we have to go to the ground level. I think I will play this until I actually find a magical box and another save point. Otherwise I have to do so much additional stuff again. And I'm really not interested in doing all of this stuff over and over again. Especially with the dramatic scene. Alright, well, that's something at least. Yeah, give me those sweet handgun bullets. I'm not able... Okay. Maybe all of the doors are unlocked now. And I can go back. That's really what I hope. Otherwise I think I might screw it up. Yeah, this is not looking good. I actually managed to do this in Resident Evil 1 HD remake as well. Oh no, Resident Evil 1 remake, let's just call it that way. Because if you play as Chris, you can actually fill up your item slots to a level that you're not able to pick up the key anymore that you need to get to the first magical box to clear your item stack. And you can't drop items in this game, same here. So let's see. There was another door in there. And I don't think the game advances if you pick up this one. Let's see what's in here. Pick up this one plate. Nope, leave me alone. Crap. Oh wait, I actually can take this. Oh, please tell me that's some area that I know. Oh! Yeah, leave me alone. Great, so I can go back to the training area now. Or can I? Oh, this is great. Whoa. Can't follow me up here. Stupid dogs. Oh, this is great. Good. Definitely get rid of that thing. Take this real quick and now we'll save the game and call it a day. Yes. Here's 5 ink ribbons within 2 hours and we actually still have 6 left and there's another pack where we just left off. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this stream. And I wish you a pleasant evening. And if you like what you saw, please consider following me, of course. As always, don't think there's anyone watching, but if you don't follow me already and you enjoyed what I'm doing here, definitely continue this game and we'll do a whole series on Veronica X. Maybe I'll continue with Resident Evil 3 as well, because that was the first Resident Evil that I played myself and then all the others followed later. And yeah, we'll see what we can do with our new catchy fancy device here. So I'd say have a nice evening and bye bye.